One of the things I find so troubling these days is the war against Muslim women, especially Muslim girls. We've seen it in the trial of the quadruple homicide in Kingston, an alleged honor murder. Joining me now is an expert in honor killings, our friend Aruna Papp. Thank you for being here. You're with the Frontier Center on Public Policy. You just came out with a new study with a bit of a different wrinkle on the issue, and that is young South Asian girls who are in such a stressful situation at home that they actually commit suicide. Tell me your findings.
Well, one of the things that I wanted to bring out to people is that it's not just South Asian girls, but it's girls from all over the Eastern countries that come here, and nobody is talking about attempted suicide and cutting and self-harm. And we are seeing more and more of it. And we can't get numbers from the hospital, from the police, but the schools are calling us, the teachers are calling us, the girls are disappearing, they get pulled out of school, they're going for a holiday from grade 9, grade 10, and then they don't come back. These are Canadian citizens who go missing.
That's terrifying to me. Now, you said Eastern countries. Let's name some of them. I mean, I know that Pakistan, we've had experts on who say Pakistan is a world center for honor killings, hundreds and hundreds of years. What other countries are referring? Pakistan's obviously a big one. What other places?
We're talking about India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, but we're also talking about Lebanon, we're talking about Syria, we're talking about Egypt, we're talking about all the Eastern countries.
And these are the countries from which a lot of new Canadians have come only in the last 20 years.
Yes.
And so you're right, this is increasingly Canadian. I mean, like the three girls and their stepmom in Kingston, these were young girls. Now, I've never thought of the suicide angle. I know about the honor killings like Axa Parvez, but I guess suicide is the other side of that coin when a child is so out of sorts with her parents that she says, I can't live in either world, I'm going to live in no world, I guess.
It's not just in Canada, but the UK is the only, other European countries have done studies that show that these are the communities where a lot of self-harm is happening.
Now, why is that? Why are these the communities and not others? Why not Italian community or Greek community or Jewish community?
The girls don't know where to reach for help. Then they are kept like hostages in their homes, but also when they do reach out for help, for example, going to a teacher, they don't know what to do. There aren't the resources there. And in Canada, teachers are scared. They don't want to talk to the children. They don't want to notice that they are being harmed.
Is that because they'll be accused of racism, maybe?
Absolutely, and being politically incorrect and picking on them.
So if it was a white kid who was being subject to violence at home, the teacher would say, okay, I know what to do, help them. But if it's someone who comes from, you know, like you say, Pakistan.
From my country, my
Where are you from originally?
I'm from India.
So if someone comes from Asia, and a Muslim country, or India, the teachers say, I don't want to get involved because I'll be called a racist?
No, I'm saying the teachers don't say that but they are nervous about it.
Now, how about cops? I mean, in the Shafia quadruple murder case, we've seen evidence that those children did the right thing. They talked to teachers. I think in one case they talked to a cop on the street. Like the kids called the helpline. And it wasn't just the teachers. It was the children's aid and it was the cops who ignored them. I sense political correctness. That's why I call it a war on Muslim women, and not just Muslim women, but other South Asian women too. What can we do? I mean, you've shone a light in your study on the suicide. We all know about the honor killings and the murders. Okay, so what basic steps can we start to take?
One of the things that is not being done is training the professionals who are the first responders, the teachers, the police.
These are the Shafia girls who were murdered.
Yeah.
I mean, and these look like happy kids. I mean, this girl
13-year-old girl, 13-year-old.
She was the one who fought back the hardest, actually.
Yes.
I mean, and that was their stepmom. These were women who were murdered. I mean, outwardly, they look like happy, beautiful, young Canadian girls about to live their life, but they were living in a prison home.
The people that they reached out to, the professionals, did exactly what they are trained to do. They did not have the culturally appropriate training. I am traveling in the spring, Vancouver, Alberta. The Attorney General of Alberta has hired me to train all their police because they have had it. They said we need to know about the culture so the police is prepared, so the teachers are prepared.
Well, I'm glad you're doing that.
And we're not doing it in Ontario, though.
Because you know what terrifies me? I mean, in Toronto now we have an announcement that police women can now wear the Muslim hijab. If you were one of those little girls calling the cops saying, my folks are being rough on me, and you call the cops, and a woman in a hijab comes and says, yeah, I'm the cops, I would burst into tears. I would say, oh my God, I was looking for a secular police force to set me free, and here's a police force sending me a Muslim cop in a hijab to put me in my place. I would feel that way. Am I wrong?
I think that is something we have to talk about. We have to be debating
Like,
it.
don't just send a Muslim. Don't send a Muslim cop to a Muslim issue if they're just going to bring that old culture over here.
What about the professionals that are there right now?
Right.
By the time we find somebody who is trained in that culture, what about those who are training now, that are providing service? My son's a police officer.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and when he goes out to domestic violence, he knows the culture.
Right.
He knows what questions to ask, but his buddies don't.
Right.
And then he say, "Ma, these people need to be trained."
Right.
Who is doing the training?
Well, I hope it's someone like you.
Also important because the training provided by a lot of people is very biased, and you have, academics saying things like there is no such thing as honor killings. We're finding women in the canal, and they're saying there is no such thing as honor killings, honor-based violence. We in the front line see it on the daily basis, and I'm not the only one. Everybody will tell you that there is something.
Well, we know about it. We know. We can still hear the echoes of
and we need to
acts of
train the
screaming.
professionals who are there right now.
Aruna Papp, time goes too quickly. I'm so glad you're doing what you're doing. Thanks for being here today on the show.
Welcome.
Hey, folks, you can see the study on the Frontier Center website.